It is now roughly 10 years since I decided to do something to preserve and modernize Penang Hokkien. This Facebook group was established some 8 years ago. At the start of the journey, I am like so many of you. I spoke Penang Hokkien because it is the language we use at home. I was aware that people in other places like Kluang and Singapore speak a Hokkien that is somewhat different from my Hokkien, but I do not know how to call it, and why it is different. I would seek out people who have some knowledge. Sometimes, these people would answer me. They do it in a rather grudging manner, like I am trying to get from them something of personal value and should not be freely shared. The attitude of some, who could do more, but did not, helped me make the decision that I would never be so. When I started learn Penang Hokkien in 2013, I did not yet have the writing system in place, even though I have in mind what I need to do. I am aware of the tones in the language, and I'm aware of nasalization, but I have not yet devised the mapping for tone sandhi and did not yet learn the difference between the glottal stop and the velar stop. But I know, if I want to do something for Penang Hokkien, I had to boost my own knowledge and I cannot depend on anybody else to help me. So I turned to books. I learned the history of the Hokkien language. I learned about the different variants, and why there are variants in the language. I learned the two major romanized forms, Church romanization, also known as POJ, and Taiwanese romanization, or Tai Lo. Even at the early stage, I have realized that Church romanization is not practical for a modern Penang Hokkien. There are too many issues attached to it, and despite the main upside, that it has the largest body of work in Hokkien, that was insufficient for my mission, which is, to modernize Penang Hokkien. Not using Church romanization does not mean I stop learning Church romanization. Instead, I make sure I know it so well I can use it to teach Penang Hokkien if I want to. And knowledge of Church romanization is vital for me to design the new writing system. It has to be an improvement that is more appropriate to local learners. Church romanization offers me the blueprint, helping me determine what are the tones, how to simplify the tones, and how to devise a tone sandhi system that works for Penang Hokkien. I find that the traditional tone sandhi in Church romanization does not quite work for Penang Hokkien. Perhaps it's because the system was devised for Amoy dialect, which is closer to Singapore Hokkien than to Penang Hokkien. Therefore, a tone sandhi system that is specific for Penang Hokkien is necessary. I call the new writing system Taiji romanization. Yes, I named it after myself. This is my system. It is a homegrown system made in Penang for Penang Hokkien speakers. The knowledge I gained from Church romanization is fused with elements from English, Malay, and Mandarin to create a writing system that is intuitive to locals, and yet, whenever possible, remain faithful to elements from Church romanization and International Phonetic Alphabet. I know the work is cut out for me. If the Penang Hokkien speaking population were to continue their language in oral form, the language will die. Society has moved on. In the past, it is common for people to communicate face-to-face orally. Nowadays, much of the communication is done via social media, where the people are far from each other. They do not speak. Instead, they type silently onto keyboards and keypads. If Penang Hokkien cannot transition into this form, it will lose its relevance. I know the task is monumental. To save Penang Hokkien, I need the people to embrace literacy. It will be hard work for them, and I know many will resist literacy for that very reason. To smoothen the transition, I will guide them step by step. My assurance is that you only need to learn each word once, and the word will stay with you. Avoid bad habits of spelling words on the fly, because it is a disservice to learning. As the name of this Facebook group reminds all, it's a journey of learning. But we can't start learning without a writing system. Once the writing system is in place, the next vital tool is a dictionary. So, with the involvement of members of this group, we began compiling the Penang Hokkien dictionary. It now includes all the words in daily use in Penang Hokkien. With help from a programmer friend, I was able to make the dictionary online and searchable. I urge people to reference the dictionary and to use words drawn from it, rather than continuing to spell in an ad hoc fashion. It is a pity that one can enter a bookshop and find books teaching many languages, but there isn't any serious material in English that teaches Penang Hokkien. So, the next step is to ensure that anybody who wants to learn Penang Hokkien can learn Penang Hokkien at his own pace, in the comfort of his own home. By the time I started that project, my movement for people to learn Penang Hokkien has attracted so many supporters, that I am able to assemble a team of voice contributors to whom I am immensely grateful, to spend the hours of reading lines in Penang Hokkien for me. I am proud to say that I am able to achieve this much without seeking funding or financial assistance from anybody. All is accomplished through voluntary inputs, and given away free of charge, for the simple reason that there is no price tag for my mother tongue. Modernizing Penang Hokkien goes beyond learning the language. I realized that the people who speak Penang Hokkien have no idea why we use the language here. Why this variant? Why not the variant spoken in Singapore? Why are we different? The journey to understand requires more voracious reading. I learn the history of the Chinese diaspora in Southeast Asia. I read the Straits Chinese, about the Chinese people in Thailand, the Philippines, and Taiwan. I learned about the local clan associations, and I even read about Chinese temple architecture. I discovered that a lot of information that has passed into the mainstream is in fact misinformation, and the misinformation is often repeated until it is often widely accepted. There is a lot of distortion to what we know, and it will take a lot of effort to undo the misinformation. On this Facebook group, I often come across comments that show that the person is misinformed. It is tempting to correct people of widely held misinformation, and I am trying my best to do it without offending. It's now over 8 years since I started the Learn Penang Hokkien group, and I am glad to say that I have had such a wonderful experience getting to know Penang Hokkien enthusiasts. I certainly have learned a lot, and am still eagerly learning. I am not the person who knows the most about the Hokkien language, that much is true. Many others have more knowledge than me, but I know I have something that they don't, and that's the untiring stamina to work on Penang Hokkien, every day for the past 8 years, and for the rest of this life, to inform, to educate, to modernize the language, and to allow every speaker to use it with pride. Thank you for watching the Learn Penang Hokkien YouTube channel. If you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we'll see you again soon. Have a nice day.